guys, and welcome to Ijeoma Space. So on today's video I will be teaching us how to structure your CV to get your dream job. A lot of people, they complain that I submit my CV and I don't even get called. I don't get called for for an interview, and it's really get a lot of people worried. So that is why I have my special guest here who will be teaching us how to structure our CV for that employer, to ring your phone and say, please, you have been scheduled for an interview. He has a professional experience for about 14 years. You guys, it's not a child's play. So he has served as an HR, has served in so many departments, so he knows what the professional jobs looks like. So please stay tuned. You can ask your questions on the comment section. He will be there to reply your questions. So over to my guest. Please tell us your name.
Thank you. My name is Obina. Thank you for Ijeoma Space for this opportunity for us to speak to the teeming youths who are eager to get a job in professional environment. And just like she said, when it comes to job search, there are prerequisites that you need to meet. As someone who is dreaming of working in a professional environment, you want to work in a well-structured environment. Of course, you need to first of all structure yourself. And some of the things that the HRs, the human resource managers, look out for in CVs are some of the things that I will be sharing with you, and just to be able to prepare you for you to go ahead to search for a job. Probably I'll be sharing some of my experiences that over the years that I've accrued in areas of job search. I actually searched for a job, and when it comes to bringing a guest to speak to some of those things, the person will have to share a bit of his or her experience, and then you pick up one or two pieces from there, join with what you are doing, and then you'll be able to make that headway that is truly required. It is the second half of the year, and probably you've been looking for this job for a couple of years now. I believe it is time for you to do things in a different way, try to be a bit holistic, because it is a competitive environment where quite a lot of people are searching for jobs. Is there jobs? The answer is yes. Then is there people who are competing for it? The answer is yes. Is people being taken for positions and jobs every day? The answer is yes. Then what are you not doing? Why you are not being considered? Stay tuned and listen, because that is a few things I'm going to be sharing with you. Now, I want to start by what job you intend to apply for. I'm not just speaking to the tech guys or maybe the accountants or those that studied banking and finance. For every job every course you studied, for every university you attended, and then you are now in a position or at a time where you need to get a job, there's something that you need to look out for. The first thing is the job advertisement that is being advertised. The HRs, they look out for, okay, we have a need in our offices, in our organization, in our businesses, we have a need. And we are looking at a picture of someone who suits that need, someone who will wear that shoe perfectly. And then it's not someone who will wear the shoe and the shoe will be pinching him, and then there will be complaints or the person quits easily. Now they pictured the kind of person they want, be it female, be it male, and are saying, okay, we want this position to be occupied, and we want someone who have this experience. We want someone who have attended so certifications. We want someone who has excellent communication. We want someone who demonstrates a little bit of confidence. We want someone who can come into our business and help us maximize profit, can work in a team, someone who has this particular skill or the other, and then someone who can be able to relate with others. Because believe you me, in every organization, for every businesses, you're not going to work alone. You are definitely going to work with people who are already in the business, and then some people who are going to come in there. So you need to prepare yourself. Now, when it starts by you looking out for what you want, I always advise young people, the youths, and some people who are searching for a job, go out for Thursday Vanguards, Thursday Guardian or Vanguards, or any dailies that you feel that has the requirements, job opportunities advertised. Now, when you pick up that job opportunity, you need to not just to submit your CV to any job. Maybe, so I hear some people say, I have one CV that I always submit. It doesn't work that way. For your CVs are structured to suit the job advert. For every job advert, there is something unique they are looking for. Yeah. Now, the question is, do you have those things they are looking for? And then, do you know how to incorporate them in your CV? And then, how to make proper presentation of the CV. Some of us at times, when we're asked to attach our CV and send, before I come back to the content of your CV, you just attach CV and send. There are no cover letters on your CV. When the mail is received by the HR manager, the first thing he's going to see is that it's an empty mail before talking about an attachment. There is nothing that I've talked a little bit about who you are. There's no impression that you've created. And believe me, first impression actually matters. It matters for you. It makes that way for you. Imagine in a job opportunity where 10 people submitted their CV and one person took time to really talk about himself and how he suits to that role. Believe you me, the person that will open that mail first will first of all get attracted to the person, because you saved us time of opening an attachment, downloading it, and then trying to open it back and start to look at the CV. From one or few lines on your cover letter, we've been able to, this is this kind of person. So are you looking for a job? Don't just prepare your CV. You need to prepare your cover letter for each opportunity that you want to vie for. Now, let's go back to what is the content of your CV. Before you talk about the content of your CV, which the author here wants me to talk about, you first of all talk about what is the job role. What are the job role that the HR manager is looking for? Now, let's say they're looking for someone who can speak French. Someone who can speak French, and it's a key requirement for them. Can you basically speak French? Some of us, you don't know how to speak French. You don't know how to speak French. And then you're applying for a job that requires French. And then in your CV, there's no indicator. There's nothing indicating that you have a basic background in French, or you can even understand a little bit of it. That's a red flag. Once you do that, your CV is going to be discarded. You're not going to be considered. And then look at someone, compare yourself with someone who says, I am an expert in French. Probably he doesn't even know French. And his intention is to put it in there in his CV to get crossed, to be invited for an interview. At the moment he submits that CV, he goes back to the background to read French. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I am someone who got into a job here in Nigeria who wasn't invited for it. But I will seek the consent of the author for this program if I'm going to share that experience, probably in the comment section. Okay. So, but in the comment sections, maybe I will share that a little bit of that experience so that people will know. I wasn't invited for it, but I got the job. How did I do that? Find out in our next video, probably if I get the opportunity or privilege to be invited to speak to you about job search. Now, what I'm saying is, job search requires you to do due diligence, starting from the job role. Now, that job role is some few things that there need to be factored into your CV. It is another level of work for you. Let's say, for example, you don't know how to speak French, or probably a basic level of French language is required for that job role you are applying for. If I were you, I would put that I speak French. I believe some of the HR managers will be listening. But see, I will go down. This job is of interest to me. It is important to me. I want to work for. This is a dream organization that I want to work for. And basic requirement is French. In 2 weeks, before I will be invited for that interview, because I know basic French, it is my skill. I will demonstrate that on my CV. And then I'll go back to the drawing board to have a little bit of background in French language. Most times, some people have even gone past the interview stage. They are invited for the interview stage. On getting to the interview day, They will ask them, tell us about French. What can you say in French? They'll be moping. They don't know about it. And remember, this is your dream organization. This is where you want to work, spend a little time with them and showcase other of your capabilities. But French, because you don't have the capability of speaking French, you will be dropped. Some other people who only knows a little bit of French language gets crossed, and over the time they become experts in the job. So the job role, the job requirements is a key factor for you to ensure you find a way to include it into your skills.
So sorry to butt in. So are you saying that CV, your skills has to appear first because that is what the employer is looking out for?
Yeah, actually, for every employer who have put out a job role there, want to first of all see after your name, your contact details. The next thing is those skills that you claim that you have. At times some of us put schools. These days, people are not concerned about what you gathered in your school.
Yeah.
Back in the days, I have first class. It's an attraction for me. To create such an attraction is an attraction for me. But these days, people who even have third class, second class, but they have the required skill to get into the, because for every businesses, some people who had first class and the likes and the second class uppers and the likes don't demonstrate capabilities. They only have the theories. But some people, I'm not saying it is the way it is. I'm saying most people, it's like that. But now, what recruiters are looking for is the skill that they have. Exactly. Those skills that relates to what they need, because they are in need, because before they put out that opening. So they don't want to employ you because you have first class. They want to employ you because you fit into that need. So if you don't fit into that need, your CV is discarded in the first place.
Because they don't even have the patience to start, looking at your school, whatever it is. But what they want to see is, do you have the skill that they need?
Actually, it is your skill. Okay, I have this skill, excellent communication. I can work in a team. I have good interactive capabilities. I understand as fast. These are just basic human skill that you have.
Problem-solving skills.
Problem solving and the likes. These are things that are easily said. Now, most employees are looking for beyond that. Beyond that, what skill do you have that relates to what we also need? Like in the tech industries, for example, some people want programming languages. You want to be cloud computing. Maybe you are a major in React, you are a major in Python, you are a major in JavaScript. They want to see beyond just saying that you can do React or you can do JavaScript or you can do coding. These days, just a secret I want to tell you. This project that you have done, what have you done with what you know? Can you put, my skill is so and so, I did so project, verifiable link. You are creating something holistic, something that is different from the ordinary. Whoa, a HR manager, we're going to look at it and say, okay, is this what he created? Let me even check it. A moment he clicks and, whoa, is this not what we're looking for? This is the kind of thing that we're looking for, an e-commerce site. See, you have separated yourself from quite a lot of people that have applied for that position. And then they'll be reaching out to you. So your skill speaks volume for you, a lot of volume for you. Now, don't have your skill and don't have interpersonal skills. Your personal skills, because you're not going to work alone. You're working with other people. Imagine having all the whole tech skills, for example, or you're a best accountant, you know how to use all the tools for accounting, but you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to take leadership. You don't know how to put customers first. You don't know how to be frugal in management of funds. These are things that, aside your skill, are going to bring you up. So if you don't have them, it puts you down. And that is why you see some people, they've gone past the interview, 2 weeks on the job, they start having issue because they don't demonstrate some certain things. We're going to go there probably in our next video. But your CV should demonstrate your skill, should be a skill carrying paper for you that matches that job.
And the projects you have also done with that skill.
Exactly. Now, let's break it down a little bit. Let's break it down. Let's say another job opportunity is coming, and then there are some other new requirements. See, if you don't have them and you have basics of them, ensure that you demonstrate it on your CV. They are required. Let me talk about one other things. Are you a job seeker? You're a job seeker. You are seeking for a job. And you have added your phone number, you have added your email. How often do you check that email? Some of us or some of people out there who have missed opportunities because they don't check their email. Your recruiter might not call your phone number. He will reach out to you. The email on your CV, because we're talking about the content of the CV, is it something that you check every day, morning, night, and evening, expecting something positive is going to come? Now, some of us will use an email, generate a different email for different purposes, and we don't check them. That's an issue for your CV. You need to ensure that you check your email. And then another thing is, those qualifications you've gathered in your school days, you can put them, but let your skill be first. Then go ahead to talk about your education. Talk about your 2-1. You talk about if you miss first class, if you have first class demonstrated there, if you have anything you have that will put you separate from others, please add them there. These are some of the few things that recruiters are looking for to be able to send you that interview invite. Thank you very much.
Oh, I actually learned something. So, okay, what you're saying is okay, maybe I'm to write a CV. You said I should start by writing my phone number first, then email address, then after that, then my set of skills follow suit, right?
First thing is your name, your address. It means you are not there's nothing to hide. Your address, your email address, your contact details, your email address. Then you start with a summary of who you are. A summary. I am so and so person who have these capabilities. Over the years, I've worked in this. My interests, where my interests are. These are where my interests are, and things like that. Then you go to your skills, and I always recommend maybe a bullet point. This is my ability. I am a major in so and so programming or something, or I use this kind of accounting tool, or I do this banking so and so, this and that and that. These are the projects that I've done. You mention them in bullet points. So within a few seconds, someone can go through and know this is the kind of person that owns this CV.
What about experience?
Now you can talk about if you have experience in. Now your skill come first, then where you have worked. Maybe if I'm talking, at the first point, we are talking about people who don't have that experience, who have not had experience working in a company. For new job seekers, for example, you don't have anywhere you've worked. Now you can go to education. But people who have worked in other organizations, after your skill, then you go down to where you have worked. You mentioned them, make sure that whatever that is in your CV is not forged, because it is what you have said. Carefully, you're able to compute that. Because if you're invited for an interview and your questions are being thrown at you, most times they're asking you from your CV. If you contradict yourself, you lose that dream job. So make sure that you are right. There's no need to lie on your CV. So if there's a skill that you feel that is of importance to that organization, and you're hiding it to your CV, please go back and do a due diligence. And that due diligence is going to understand that skill. Have a basic knowledge of the skill. Just like I said, French, for example, go and learn French. If that job is of importance to you, do due diligence that will at least qualify you when you are being interviewed.
Okay, thank you. So after your skills, then we now have the experience. That's experience is where you have worked.
Exactly.
The time duration of where you have worked and the company you have worked, right?
Yes.
That's after the skills. Okay. I don't want to, waste much of our time, because looking at the time now, looking at the duration of the video is getting too long. But a lot of people, like, you just have to package, like, in Nigeria we have to package, because I'm talking from Nigeria, that's why I'm using Nigeria as an example. So you just have to package whatever it is, just package it on your CV, even though you don't have that skills, so that you can just get called for that job. But like he said nothing should be forged. But if you don't have that skill and you want to just forge it, don't you think it's a good starter for the employer to call you?
Okay, now, like I said, I think I mentioned it in the beginning, when I was saying some certain, making emphasis on that particular point that you raised. What I said is, if you're adding something to meet a job role that is advertised, ensure that it's not like you forged it. You are putting it in there, you hoping the recruiter is going to reach out to you. Remember, you need to do due diligence. Go and learn that. I have some experiences that I will share with you that in the first job I got back in the days.
Sorry, my guest. That will be in subsequent videos, because our video is already 22 minutes.
Okay, so I will request you
So-
to watch this video and then wait patiently for the next one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to share what happened to me personally, because I didn't have the experience that were required. And then eventually I got the job. How I did it is in the next video.
Okay, guys, at this juncture, I'll be telling my guest thank you so much.
Thank you.
Because it's not actually easy for me to bring him here on this my channel, because he's a very busy person. And yes, so I want you guys to stay tuned for the next video, because he'll be telling us his experience on his first job, how he was able to get his first job. And I'm pretty sure that you will like to hear much more about his experience, because you're not going to go weary if you listen to him. I'm telling you guys. So just stay tuned for the next video. And yes, thank you, sir, for honoring
Thank you very much.
this space, this my channel. And yeah, so at this point, please do also subscribe to this channel, like this video, so that it can get to a wider audience. So see you in my next one. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.